it's like any conference game. You know, they're all important. I thought against App State, our defense was really, really good, especially on the boards. First half, you know, keeping them off the boards and doing a good job of rebounding. Second half was a little bit tougher, but, you know, that was our goal, try to keep them around 50 points. They had been averaging about 66 points, so it was good. We didn't shoot the ball well, and in the past years it would have been difficult for us to win, but, you know, because of our maturity and kind of finding ways to win, I thought we were able to get that win. You know, difficult when you're not shooting as well as you'd like to shoot it, and you know, we went back to work today and continue to work on you know, our defense and trying to get better as we go.
What is it that's a little different about Little Rock and Coach Foley this year? They seem to be off to a different start, a little tougher start, and what has changed, if anything, what they're doing this year?
Well, when you lose a great player like Galt, I always thought she was Player of the Year every year, no, bar none. And you know, she kind of reminds me of some of the situation. The only person that could stop Galt was him, because he benched her a lot because of maybe how hard she played. So by losing her, and you know, they lost the Coppin kid, was the best defensive player in the whole conference. So, you know, they lost some really good players. So they're still defensive oriented. I mean, they holding some people into the 50s and stuff. I just think they struggle to score a little bit more, even though they scored 70 at Troy. Troy wants you to do, I think each one of them had 83 possessions or 84 possessions. So it's just a different team. You know, he's got a young team. They're still trying to find themselves. And I tell you what, defense takes a long time to really try to get it going, you know, and he'll get it going. I noticed they're kind of like us. They up and down on their shooting and stuff like that. So I think it's just a different team without Galt. That, in my opinion, her and Cobbins, losing them two is a big loss for him. And, you know, he's got to replace them. And when you're replacing them and you're trying to find ways to get them to play a little bit harder and stuff. But
with those two gone, did that kind of make them a little bit different team in the paint? Because I know they were both really good around the glass and defensively. You know, but does that kind of change the way you approach this game this year against them, maybe?
Well, you know, I think for us, you know, we've tried in the past to try to back down off of them because we couldn't guard Galt. I mean, she's the only kid that I think since I've been coaching a while, we just could not stop her because she's, you know, she shoots that jumper and she can shoot the three and all that. So we tried doing a little bit of zone, and that didn't work. And we tried sagging off of them, and that didn't work. And, you know, now I think it's a situation where, you know, they got maybe a couple of shooters. You know, their hybrid play is better than their guard play at this point, and that's never been his case. He's always had better guards, and, you know, his post players were rebounders and defensive players, and so now he's got the ball's in most of the time the hybrid's hands and stuff, and they're still shooting jumpers. I don't think they're as effective from the three. You know, I know they struggled the last game shooting the three and stuff. So I think he's got a completely different team that he's trying to develop.
Alexis Dawn, one of their guards, she plays 40 minutes in Mobile against South Alabama, and she had 7 steals. And then when they played their next game, she had foul trouble. And when they played Troy, she only played 13 minutes, and they had a bunch of turnovers. Is Dawn one of those players that she does a lot of things that don't normally show up in her scoring? Does she affect the game in a lot of non-scoring ways? Well,
she's more of a scorer. You know, last year she broke the record in three-point shooting, made the most three-pointers, I think 15 to 16 in the conference tournament. And she's really got them going, you know, in the conference tournament. And this year she's struggling. I know against Troy she was 0 for 1 from the field, but I know she had limited minutes and stuff. But people are guarding her now, and the good thing about it is the ball is in her hands more. Last year, Cobbins was running the point. Now she's got to run the point. The ball's in her hands. She's got to kind of get the offense going, and she's more of a scorer, you know. So I think she's struggling a little bit with that, and I'm hoping that we can, you know, get them to turn it over a little bit and putting pressure on her. And, you know, I like when the ball's in the scorer's hands. To me, we have more attention. The 4 people away can kind of know where they at and, you know, spend more time in help. And so, you know, I think it puts us in a stronger point. But, yeah, she's a really good player, you know. I think last game being in foul trouble, you know. And now without Cobbins there, she's got to guard some now too, you know. I think it'll be good for us.
So Troy forcing them into 26 turnovers that had a lot to do with Troy, maybe, and not necessarily who they had on the court.
Yeah, I think Troy's in the top 10 in the country in steals, so, they don't make no difference who they playing. They play so dang fast and they give you so many possessions that they get you to turn it over, And I'm sure with her out, she'll play 13 minutes and she's one of their better ball handlers. I'm sure that hurt them a lot, and it allowed Troy, watching film, it allowed them to press a little bit more when she went out, and so it made it difficult for them to kind of get in their offense. It made them difficult to break the press and all that.
Are these, would you say, their two biggest road games of the year, back-to-back here, and do you like the order that it's in preparation?
Yeah, it's right now, yes, the two biggest road games that we faced this year, going to Little Rock and Arkansas State, Jonesboro has always been tough on us since we've been here. We haven't won there yet. We haven't even made it close there yet. So, it's going to be a tough road swing for us. But, I think we're prepared. I like the fact that Joe is still trying to get his team going. So, and we're going. So it may give us a little bit of edge of our maturity and stuff like that. So, no better time. But Arkansas State is really, really tough to play at home. I don't know what their streak is, but I remember the last time they lost at home. Maybe last year against Troy was their only loss, maybe at home. But it's not a fun trip, but in a way, I'm kind of glad we're getting it done. We're getting it done. If we can split, I think it'd be great for us. To split over there, maybe. I really don't care which one. I like they win both of them, but it's going to be. It's a tough road. I think by far it's the toughest road swing we're making so far.
Coach, with 4 straight road games, and then you come back with the chunk of road games, are you guys kind of looking at this as like season in phases, almost get through this part and then get to the next?
No, I haven't. No, we still, I was like, okay, we're going over. For us to win the conference, you got to win games. You got to steal some on the road. So we're going, and I haven't even thought about who's coming back here. I haven't even thought about where's the next 2. I know we're going to Arkansas. And I know those are going to be tough. That's all I'm thinking about, man. I'm watching film of Little Rock, and I haven't even started watching film of Arkansas State yet. I know one of my assistants is watching, but we're focused on the Arkansas schools right now. It's just what we are. It's what's great about our team is like they don't worry about the future that much. They worry about what's coming up right now. Where are we at right now? What can we take care of right now? And that's what we did this morning in practice, and we'll come back again this afternoon and have another one and see if we can't get some more work in and get a little bit better and get more prepared for where we're going on this trip.
Coach, what do y'all have to do and not do offensively against what Little Rock does to make sure that it's not, you score enough points?
Well, I think we're going to have to run a little bit more. I think we're going to have to try to get the ball up and down the floor. And in this conference schedule, I think you got to make layups and free throws. And I thought last game we had point blank layups and point blank post ups that we missed shots, and then we shot the free throws fairly well the first half, but then you shot 66%. We need to shoot that better. I think that's what's going to win games on the road. When you're going to get on the road, you're going to have to make some free throws and you have to make layups and stuff. You got to get better at that. And I think moving the ball. Little Rock is really good at getting inside the three-point line and bumping you and keeping you from getting into position you want. He does a great job of it. He's not the old coach, and the same way he used to coach was pressure all over the floor, and it was difficult to get to the middle. Now he's sagging inside the three-point line, but as he's sagging, he's bumping you and he's getting you out of position, timing, and all that, and it frustrates you. We're gonna have to be able to knock down some shots along the way.
The maturity that you've seen from this group give you maybe more confidence going into this road trip than it would have had other years?
Yeah, I really do believe that. In the past, we kind of struggled, trying to get there and getting them to understand how important this game is. I know they understand how important both these games are, going on the road and being in conference. And you're looking at 2 of the top opponents in the whole league, and you want to try to get a win, but you know what you need to do. That we need to play our basketball. In the past we'd go over there and then we'd play a good half, and in the second half we would just kind of start doing what we something that we are not accustomed to doing. So I have a feeling if we can go in healthy and and play our basketball, we got a chance. You know, still going to be tough though, but I think we got a chance.
It seems like the guards, maybe especially Kia, it seems like they get kind of excited when they have to deal with somebody like a Ashley Beverly Kelly or a Galt or some, you know, kind of an individual player. Is it kind of a different challenge for some of the veteran players when Galt and Cajuns are not in the equation? Is it kind of a personnel-wise for them to kind of focus on? Is it kind of a different deal for them, maybe?
Yeah, I think we struggled in the past when we were playing against some of the better players in the conference, and you know, they would score on us right at the beginning of the game. We would get frustrated, you know, and our frustration would lead to fouls, and our frustration would lead to things that we weren't accustomed to doing, letting the ball go middle. And I think we've grown up a little bit, you know, but it's something that worries me, you know. It worries me that, you know, no, I'm glad that Galt's not there, but, you know, at the same time, you know, is James going to show up and, you know, score on us? And I know she's not a Galt, but, you know, can we contain Little Rock's offense, that motion offense? I mean, there's so much movement in it. Can we continue to contain, you know, whoever's out there, whether it's the hybrids or whatever? And I think, you know, if we don't need to get frustrated. Now, Ashley Beverly Kelly, that's a different story. You know, I mean, she's so athletic and she can score. And I mean, she had 30 against Little Rock the other day. I'm just hoping to slow her down, you know, to find a way to slow her down. Last year, I think in the conference tournament, she had less than 10, which was big. You know, we slowed it down and we made her get antsy and frustrated. We frustrated. So, you know, it's something that we have to work on and continue to work on, is, you know, stay within ourselves and not get frustrated. And my guards do, you know, they're like their coach. You know, they always say that. They kind of act like you do. I get frustrated sometimes. I got to do a better job of not being as frustrated to teach them, you know. And I think they've grown up some, you know. They're understanding the game, that we're going to have to weather some storms and some adversity. And the best way to do it is stay under control.
You mentioned wanting to run against Little Rock. Is this one of those deals where you kind of like Simone and Jordan Alexander and Bree Cooper, where you said we've got to get the defensive rebound we've got to keep it. We can't let them keep a possession going. If we want to run, we got to do that first part of it and get the defensive rebound.
Oh, there's no doubt, especially against Little Rock. But Little Rock, man, they're looking for second shots and stuff, and you know, keeping them off the boards are going to be big for us. Their hybrid play is really good. He recruits players that are 6'1" that can go get rebounds, you know. And so it's going to be big for us to keep them off the boards. And it's going to allow us to run. You know, our guards are going to have to rebound too, you know, in that game. And who better to rebound it than like Kia, so we can push it down the floor and hopefully get layups and be patient at the same time. You know, and I think that's the difference in this team and in the past. Sometimes we didn't know when to pull it out. Now we're pretty good at forcing it, and we push it every time. We're supposed to push it every time, and then pull it out if there's anything. And they're getting better at it. You know, I think we're a lot better than we were last year at it.
Yeah, it seems like when Kia has gone to the rim, she's usually gotten there. She hasn't gotten in a situation where she got cut off and got trapped somewhere. It seems like she's made good decisions on when she got to the rim. Quite a bit. Yeah,
she's pretty good at it, you know, and we run her on the wing right now, so that makes it a lot easier than running her at the point, you know. And you know, when she does reverse to Jay, you know, Jay's pretty good at getting to the rim too, and she can shoot it. And you know, it's just been a work in progress. But yeah, Kia's really, really good at running the floor, and I mean, I think it's going to be big for her. She has to continue to do it.
What's the status of Kiki with her injury?
She looked a lot better today. She practiced just minimal today, doing some shooting, but you know, she has a groin injury. It looks so much better today. She did treatment this morning, and she's doing it again this afternoon. So she got a lot of shots up. Trainer feels that tomorrow she'll be a full go, so we're excited about that.
I was going to ask one more. Just in general on Arkansas State, I know you said you haven't looked at them yet. I mean, thinking about last season, it seemed like their thing, they tried to take it. If you missed a shot, it seemed like they would come down and be pretty well organized on their transition offense on a break. Is that kind of a general key thing against Arkansas State, to not let them get in break situations and transition offense? There's
no doubt, you know, especially, you know, the best way to stop transition is make shots, you know. And I think that's what we did in the conference tournament. You know, I thought both teams shot the ball extremely well in the conference tournament last year, you know. So, yeah, it's always a concern because, I mean, they're a more offensive-oriented team. You know, they can score in the 70s and 80s. And so and a lot of it on transition. So, yeah, that's always going to be a problem. We feel that our defensive transition is getting better. Matter of fact, our morning practice was a lot about defensive transition, and I thought we looked pretty good at it. So we'll continue to work on it this week to hopefully we can slow them down some. Thank y'all.